sinister Eel Marsh House. It is here that our story begins with a young solicitor named Arthur Kipps. Arthur, a man weighed down by the recent loss of his wife, is sent to Crythin Gifford to settle the estate of the deceased Alice Drablow. As he arrives in the village, the locals greet him with cold stares and hushed whispers, warning him to leave immediately. Undeterred, Arthur proceeds to Eel Marsh House, accessible only via a narrow causeway that becomes submerged during high tide. As Arthur approaches the house, an uneasy feeling washes over him. The air grows colder, and the silence is deafening. He crosses the causeway, unaware that it will soon cut him off from the world until the tides recede. The house looms ahead, dark and foreboding, its windows like empty eyes staring into his soul. Inside the house is a labyrinth of dust-covered rooms and creaking floorboards. Arthur begins his work, sorting through piles of documents, when he hears a faint, chilling sound, the cry of a child echoing through the hallways. He brushes it off as his imagination, but the sense of unease grows. That night, as Arthur prepares for bed, he hears a series of loud bangs from upstairs. Bang, bang, bang. Heart pounding, he ventures into the darkness with a candle, each step creaking loudly. Suddenly, a door slams shut behind him, plunging him into darkness. He fumbles for his candle, only to find himself face to face with the ghostly figure of a woman dressed in black. Her face is pale and gaunt, eyes burning with hatred. She vanishes as quickly as she appeared, leaving Arthur gasping for breath. The next day, Arthur seeks answers from the villagers. They reveal the tragic story of Jennet Humfrye, the woman in black, who lost her son in the marshes. Consumed by grief and rage, she haunts Eel Marsh House, seeking vengeance by driving children to their deaths. Arthur's skepticism begins to wane as he realizes the gravity of his situation. Determined to uncover the truth, Arthur returns to the house. As he delves deeper into Jennet's past, the haunting becomes more intense. He sees visions of her son drowning in the marshes, his tiny hands reaching out for help. The child's screams echo in his mind, each one more desperate than the last. Arthur discovers letters, revealing Jennet's torment. Her son was taken from her and adopted by Alice Drablow, leading to Jennet's downward spiral into madness. In a final act of despair, Jennet took her own life, cursing the village and its children. Desperation grips Arthur as he realizes he must find a way to break the curse. He digs deeper, uncovering a final letter that hints at a possible solution, reuniting Jennet with her son's remains. Arthur embarks on a harrowing journey through the treacherous marshes, each step bringing him closer to the woman in black. As he reaches the child's grave, the air grows colder. He exhumes the tiny coffin, his breath visible in the freezing air. The woman in black appears, her eyes fixed on Arthur, filled with rage and sorrow. With trembling hands, he presents her with the remains, hoping to appease her restless spirit. For a moment, silence. The woman in black reaches out, her fingers brushing the coffin. But instead of peace, a piercing scream shatters the air. The ghost fury knows no bounds. She lunges at Arthur, her touch icy and suffocating. He barely escapes with his life, feeling the marshes as her wails echo behind him. Returning to the village, Arthur realizes the curse is unbroken. He rushes to the train station to reunite with his own son, Joseph. As they prepare to leave, Arthur sees the woman in black on the platform, her eyes locked onto Joseph. In a final, horrifying act, she compels the boy to step onto the tracks, directly in the path of an oncoming train. Arthur screams, mingles with the train's roar. He cradles his lifeless son, his mind shattered. The woman in black's curse remains, a perpetual shadow over Crythin Gifford, claiming more innocent lives. And so the tragic tale of the woman in black endures, a testament of the enduring power of grief and vengeance. The marshes whisper her story to those who dare to listen, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks just beyond the veil.